France is growing ever stronger, and King Helie Plantagenet is looking how and where to expand next. Hey everybody, Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel, and some more Crusader Kings 3 action. Once again, I want to thank everybody who is liking, commenting, watching, there's really nothing else left. The series. We are now well into the 50s of episodes, and there are still a couple thousand, 1,000 to 2,000 of you that do watch this series. I realize these long-form series really die down in views over time. That's simply the nature of the beast, but I appreciate you guys sticking around. I'm enjoying it, especially recording at a bit more leisurely pace right now, because I have a lot going on. I hope that's okay with you, because I do enjoy doing this, but I simply don't have the time to push myself so far as to produce 3, 4, 5 videos a week without going into total burnout tailspin, especially as work cranks up now with, unfortunately, trade show and convention season. And then I've got writing projects and some game design projects I'm working on. So it's all a lot is happening right now. So anyway, enough of that. Let's take a look at what the next steps are here for King Helie the Trembling of France. I would have to say it's probably the most interesting nickname of all the rulers we've had so far here of the Angevin Plantagenets. So one person did ask in the comments of the last episode, how many kids does he have? And I said, I don't remember. I try as best I can to keep track of my real world kids. So character kids a little bit different. He has Prince Rogue of France, who's of course his son and heir at 9 years old. Princess Etiennette, who is 7. Prince Richard, who is 4, Princess Gabriella, who is 2, and then a newborn Princess Catherine of France. So 3 daughters, 2 sons, and 8 siblings. So it's been a fruitful time here under, King Angilbert, his father, and then him himself. So there's really only one area here directly within France that we kind of want to take, and that is right here, the county of Enos from the Vlaanderen-Mons house of Count Severi III, who is a dwarf, but is a formidable warrior, I may add. And he sits here kind of annoying. He's right there. That's one of those we'd like to take, and we most certainly can. I mean, I can seize the Duchy of Brabant, but there's no point in that. We just take our de jure lands. It costs nothing. We will overrun them and take it pretty quickly. There's really nothing else here to do. This is kind of one of those where I'd love to be like, hey, you just want to come on over, be a vassal, and call it a day, and kind of go from there. Another area that someone did suggest is Iberia. Given the fraught state of the Iberians so far, you can see King Nuno Sanchez of Castile. He is rather isolated. He's in a war right now, defending against Countess Batsheva of Olmedo, the war against tyranny of him. He has no allies, so this could be one to expand into, especially if we consider the fact that we could bring in King Gonzalo of Galicia, who himself has 24,000. The Castilians have 18,000, and of course, France, we have 14,000. I mean, together we could do something here, but we need to invest a little bit more in our military. We will do that, but first I do kind of want to take care of Enos. So we set our rally point here in Lille, right across here, and then we can kind of move in here relatively swiftly. So that is where we're going to start today's episode, is by taking our de jure lands, declaring that war. We will raise all of our armies in the hopes that that should be enough to take Enos, who himself has 1750. The Duchess Hedwig of Westphalen might come in there. Not too concerned about that, but we do have some allies we could call upon that could at least help there. The Duchess of Helgoland would be one. We could also go with Pomerania, bring in some of our allies from the far north. House members, not really anybody here that I want to bring in. No, I think we're just gonna try to stick it out with the troops that we have and try to win this war with our own military might. So first we're going to send that army straight over here, and we're just going to occupy some lands bit by bit by bit. Yeah, actually we can just move them across here. There's no reason not to at this point. We got a lot going on here. Popped up poetic friendship. Helie, my dear friend, I was once again reminded of your victory against Countess Geberga, so I decided to write a poem about your triumph, Amos says, clearing his throat. The Spirit of France, a work of poetry dedicated to King Helie's victory over the loathsome Countess Geberga, written by Helie's good friend, Aimo. Where other men speak silvered words, he leads soldiers in iron herds. So let none challenge his bold intent, unless to hereafter they wish to be to the hereafter. Shall put it on display in my court for 345. No, thank you very much. That's awesome. I appreciate that. So I called on our alliance to join me in de jure war for the county of Asturias and Oviedo in a war against Castile. That's timing-wise not awesome. I'm not going to lie, but of course we are going to focus on our war here against Enos, and that's it. You can see Westphalen, they lost actually here in a battle before they're going to regroup and head back down south. I'm trying to see if there is, oh, that was Westphalen, if the army of Enos is anywhere to be seen, but I do not see it anywhere. And the siege is done. I seized a chess piece, and that was a overly swift victory. And now we can, and probably should, send our armies south. The border here. That's 20,000 men. That's that's rather large there, my friend. But we will have to send our army south to defend at least our border with Castile. So they're going to take the ship route. Bodyguard position vacated. We've got a lot of people that are dying. Got a new archbishop, Jean de Fenouillet. Okay, he does endorse us. Nuno formed a new alliance. Good to keep in mind. Demand artifact. If something should legitimately belong to me, what does he want? The Angevin mace. No. You can go away. Petty, petty man. We are sending our forces south here. What do we have here? We've got 9 there, another 9 there, and 4 there. We can't forget they are the Castilians are fighting in another war as well. Look at Galicia. They are currently losing against Castile. Sorry, is losing to Galicia. They are winning against Almeida, but they are beset by troubles, no doubt. And here come our troops down to the southern border. And then we might as well invade here. See, the Castilians are heading north. 25,000. It's pretty evenly matched, actually. But we're going to sit there. Queen Smieszna is once again pregnant. We're going to keep an eye on that large Castilian army. If they pop up, then we're going to hightail it up here to join the Galicians up here in the north. Okay, so they are heading down south, dealing with the war, the internal war down there. And they are uncomfortably close to our Aragonese lands. But eventually I do want to take a closer look here at King Ramiro, who is allied with Duke Ferran. And so there is a connection here between Castile and Valencia. Iberia is an interesting place to move into. We also have Navarra right here. You can see they're allied with Pravia, and that's about it. Okay. There come the Castilians. A strange noise. I arrived back at my castle after a long, lonely walk. Another year passed, another year older. I was born this day 32 years ago. The older I get, sad. Okay, how could they? What could this be at this hour? He's craven, but it is a birthday party, of course. We've seen this many, many times in the last 234 years on this series. What a surprise, nearest and dearest friends. I will take the biggest one, so receive a large gift, and the owner of the Anjou sword. Culture has discovered rightful ownership. An empty throne. My courtier, Archambault, has insisted on seeing me, even though I have made it known that I would rather be alone. My handsome king, it has now been a long while since you last showed yourself at court. We'll try to do our best to maintain appearances in your absence, but a French court cannot function without a king. That is true. It is time for me to pay the royal court a visit. Indeed. So we do have a few things here. We've got a bonding. Our king truly is generous. Barthélemy. Just taste this spectacular veal cutlass. Smieszna exclaims lyrically. Yes, indeed, Lord Helie is most impressive, much like his Freiteur Blanched. Barthélemy responds enthusiastically. It seems as if my spending on lavish meals has made a new friendship blossom. Servants, can't you see they are starving? Bring more saffron cakes. It would be rude to disrupt them while eating. Yes, indeed. And we have saucy readings. Lately, I can't help but notice the gaggles of giggling maidens and usually austere warriors gathering in dark alcoves to listen enraptured to a book. Today, I have finally cornered Freya with the book in her hands. There are pages upon pages of poetry, graceful in form but lascivious in nature, the angelic beauty of all sort of women exalted by gentle words, which can barely cover the poet's very earthly desire. I am silent while I ponder the probable reaction of Archbishop Leon, and Freya stares at me in apprehension. Culture comes in any form. Let them read. So, I think we shall hold court. Okay, let's gesture in for the first in line to approach. My lord, my steward Duke André speaks up. I propose a cadastral survey of all the counties you own. Improved knowledge and mapping of your land will certainly increase its prosperity. No one knows your lands and woods better than me. Let me help, intervenes my vassal, Count Richard. Richard, help out. That is 1,400. We have the money. Yeah, let's do it. I don't know if we'll get 1,400 gold back, but let's do it. He's not a miserly king at all. My lord, I regret to inform you that I am at the end of my tether. My vassal, Mayor Gargamel, is clearly exasperated. He must have a problem with Smurfs. The people over which I should rule are an uncontrollable mob of unruly barbarians. definitely Smurfs. With ridiculous customs and a terrible taste for food. All my efforts so far have been in vain. It just seems impossible to make civilized people out of them. I'm afraid a strong intervention from above is the only solution available now. We respect the traditions of all of our subjects. Sorry, Gargamel. The unrepentant Countess Angelina graces you with her presence. Haltingly she begins. My king, I am a loyal and willing subject. Let me practice my faith in peace. We Orthodox worship God just as the Catholics do. Leave your Christian brothers to worship as they please, united instead against the wicked infidels, follow false demons, and allow Satan to corrupt their hearts. Well, King Helie is compassionate. Judgment is reserved for God alone. Sure. I think that makes sense. So she gains religiously protected. So we are indebted to her. And the business here at court is done. The court grandeur is now increased back to 10. I seize the ancient plaque after the siege of the Ipuska. Okay, so now I think I may march across here and go to meet up with the Galicians there. I have arrived in Angers to pay homage. Count Garcia. Show him in good effort. It's not an easy language. Please do sit down. You can see here the Castilian army is heading north. They keep getting intercepted by the rebels that they're dealing with, which is a bit of a distraction. We have a son. What shall we call him? Good Catholic name, an Angevin name. Alain Anul Jordan King Alderic. I like that one. That's a nice old name, for sure. Now we have joined here in the siege of Gihon. Karate refugees. Shemaya has fled West Slavia along with a huge swath of his fellow Karates. Karates? I don't know. He comes to me begging for a home for his people and will gladly swear fealty to the crown in exchange for protection. County of Zaragoza could benefit from a few settlers. So development will change by +1. Culture changes to Radentine. Faith will change to Charism. So, I mean, it is interesting. But he's compassionate. He's a thriving Jewish community for 10 years. Which I think is awesome. So holding taxes go up, development growth, popular opinion goes up, culture acceptance grows, and yeah, he loses stress because he's compassionate. So he'll definitely do that. It makes perfect sense. So we can transfer the Count Shemya of Zaragoza to Duchess Mafalda of Aragon. Yeah, we will grant her that vassalage. And, I mean, with that, yeah, we lost Zaragoza, but I wasn't really concerned about that. I didn't care about having those holdings. That's not what this is about. Returning that more to a local governance is actually something that I like. It bothered me to even have that there. The completed. My steward, Duke Andre, bows briefly before me and explains with a satisfied smile, my lord, you might remember that some months ago you invested a large sum of gold into a cadastre of your counties. I have personally supervised the matter and can proudly say that job is done. Gold well spent. Awesome. Development growth. Every held county, development progress increased by 35. And we add some more prestige as well. So that is a big victory there. Gihon has fallen. A new diplomacy perk we can pick. Adaptive traditions. Ducal conquest. Tile creation goes down. Embassies. Each alliance grants +1 to diplomacy. Yeah, we'll unlock that one for right now. So our armies move down south here together with the Galicians. And they are fighting a battle against someone that I don't know off the top of my head right now, and I'm not concerned with. Well, keep an eye on what that Castilian army does. We're just going to go into our siege here. We do need to invest into our military a bit more. Upgrade, add more there. In the meantime, as we go here to the innovations... Oh, I'm trying to see. Cranes. So, rightful ownership. We had that. Cranes. I do like that. So, the economic buildings. We'll continue with that. Is anything else here close? Title creation costs have gone down here. Casus Belli cost goes down by 10% as well. Nothing else is very close, so we'll just stick with that. And if the Galicians would make a swing central here to try to take on the Castilians, I would join that. Okay, so the Castilian army is heading south. So we are going to head south as well. If they catch up with them, I don't think we're going to join. I don't think we're going to make it in time. Take a look at this. That battle is not going well. Can we get there in time to make any bit of difference? I don't think so. We did get in there, but it's not going to turn the tide in favor of them. Let's see. Emperor Guillaume's declared war on Duke Renaud. So we lost that battle. We thought we could maybe get there in time, but we did not. So we're going to retreat now. And honestly, I feel like I kind of want to head all the way back home. Now we're going to go back into France. In the meantime, what we are going to do is focus and upgrade our military. So you can see here, we need to add way more troops here. Gonna add some more pikemen, just across the board. We're going to add some light footmen. Then we're gonna go into the heavies here with armored footmen, and we're gonna add some more armored horsemen. I don't know about trebuchets just yet. But definitely add some more bowmen as well. May as well add some light horsemen. Whilst we're at it. Queen Smiechna is once again pregnant. It's a very productive marriage, to say the least. And now we've just got our forces sitting here in southern France, kind of regrouping. Yeah, we can see the Castilians... They're going to move north here to take on the Galicians. I do not fancy us joining this one, even though they are significantly more powerful now, as we are gaining more troops as well. Now, the Castilians are moving into Galicia to take the war there. That's a significantly larger Galician force. We will not be able to get there in any time to make a difference. Well, look here. It is King Gonzalo of Galicia is leading this army himself. That is huge. See, will he live? Will he die? There's another battle just to the north of that. So, victory there. That Galician army is moving up north here. They're going to defeat that army as well. That's big victory. Prematurely, the child was not meant to be. She's no longer pregnant. Very sad. So that was a big victory, and there's another battle here. So they keep going after the Castilians. Why wasn't that Galician army formed before? Really, we would have saved ourselves a lot of trouble. My sister Marie has died. Well, that's big news. So we gained 34 stress. New dynasty head. That's all silly. I really wish if family members or so on would pass that you would find out more about that. The Knights Templar has been destroyed. That's kind of interesting and big news. An unexpected visit. With my mind set on a relaxing evening, I am heading for my brother Sintul's chambers with some spiced wine and a chess set. Without knocking, I push his door open. Prince Sintul, seated by his desk, writing furiously. As I clear my throat, he jumps out of his skin. He quickly stuffs a roll of parchment into his pocket and turns towards me with an uneasy look upon his face. He's craven. He doesn't like conflict, so he's just going to respect his privacy. And there is victory. We can disband our army. Excellent. Ransom. So we can accept that. More. Sure. Get a little cash. Another one here. My modest Helie, with your permission, I would like to betroth your half-sister, the amicable Berengaire Plantagenet. And this is the Duke of Tuscany. We do gain an alliance. I shall accept that. We now have an alliance with the Tuscans. So now with that little war done, here Count Malik's claims, which is the county of Soria. There is nothing really there. I do kind of really want these slivers here. Navarra, Prince Valeren's claims. So for the kingdom of Navarra. And he gains the kingdom of Navarra, the duchy. And we get a weak hook. Yeah, there's nothing really there of overt interest. Valencia, they're still a massive pain in my butt. To the handsome Helie, I've heard good things about you, and I'm interested in writing a written conversation. You know what? I'm going to politely decline. Simply because we just had a war, and that's weird. So anyway, we will look here at Valencia's holdings. Valencia is allied with our vassal. Then we've got here some islands. They've got a number of alliances. How's it looking like here in Tahert? Of course, where King Elderic the Young is sitting here in North Africa. That's tenuous, but he's still there. The Sicilians still have their lands, so that's always interesting. And the Hishamids are very, very big. Outer Ajuran, interesting. Coptic here. Abyssinians, Damuts, very, very interesting. Just in general, kind of looking down here. Guinea, Yoruba land, Ghana, Mali here on the coast. It's an interesting development. The Hashemids control most of the lands here, which would technically be the Ottomans one day. Yemen, down here. Then we look here. Chalukia, Kocho, the Borjigin. Of course, this was what was once the Mongols. You think of the Mongolian Empire, which stretched all of these lands and now is completely gone. West Slavia. Ooh, that's interesting. So we've got Carpathia here, and that's an empire. Empress Svetlana the Worthy. And then we've got the Empire of West Slavia, Emperor Skarbimir of the Piast. So this would have been obviously Poland. Look at Lithuania. Look at this border grid. You got Lithuania up here, and then you have Lithuania all the way down here. Novgorod, pretty sizable here. Then we've got Vladimir, the White Rus as well. All a little bit Rurikid still there. Turov. Yeah. It's all interesting. Livonia is just this tiny thing left here. Then Norway sits strong there far to the north. Secret exposed. My vassal Duki has accused my uncle Prince Valeran of having had an extramarital affair. These accusations are naught but malice and lies. Alright, we've got Sweden here. King Inge. Denmark. I looked at Norway already. West Slavia extends to Iceland. That's hilarious. This game. England, Alba once again. So not Scotland. We've got Wales and then Ireland. So Lower Lorraine is still, well, for now, they are independent, but not for long. They're losing a war against the Holy Roman Empire. We gained additional taxes, 1,200 in additional taxes. And then Angria itself here, the Duchy of Angria. But now we look back internally in France. Let's take a look here militarily. Kind of want to bump some of this up. I mean, we make so much money every month. We could afford to do so. Let's see. I'm going to add some more light horsemen. Going to increase... armored horsemen, maybe not. Definitely armored footmen. And pikemen a little bit more as well. Oh, we've got a dangerous faction. Vassals, okay, they cannot. Ultimatum in 25 months. Wants to lower crown authority. One member of our dynasty, Prince Geoffroy the Timid. Yeah, no. We are definitely not going to lower the crown authority. You can absolutely forget that. It's going to stay at high crown authority no matter what. Let's go a little internal here and see if our own lands, what we can further develop and improve upon here. We can add some more. We can expand. What can we do here? Leisure palaces. We can build summer palaces. Doesn't really help us too much. Cattle pastures. That'll bump up to meadows our supply limit. So we will upgrade that. And then in Samoa, here are wooden barracks. We're going to move those to levying grounds. So we will upgrade that. Pay ransom. Yes, fine. As far as further expansion, not a lot I am interested in. We can ask our head of faith for gold. That would be one way we could go. We could ask for another 2,000 gold. We don't really need the gold right now. So I don't see a reason to do that. We can pardon our vassal. Yes, because we are compassionate. And we will definitely pardon him. All we are not. I watch Angers' youngest Angevins at their studies. Slow to learn, ill-disciplined, they squabble like their parents. Nothing like the French of wondrous Dijon. Their realm is one of order, of great works and grand ideas. While I was educated there, I was enlightened. I came to see my people as the primitives they are. I could change that. Armed with French learnings of my youth, perhaps I should lead us onto the uncertain road of reform. So what do we have here? My reign can be a rebirth. What will happen? You attempt to reform and advance your culture, court, and realm following the French model. This will challenging and costly. Ensure you are prepared. So spend 350 prestige, cultural access between Angevin and French increased by 5%. Why even consider challenging our traditions? Gain champion of tradition for 25 years. What that does is culture mercenary higher cost goes down, cultural opinion goes up, different culture goes down, levy reinforcement rates, same faith goes up. Promote culture counselor task will be more effective. You will not consider the reforms again. Now is simply not the time. No, I mean, yes, he was raised French, but this is about being Angevin, and we're not going to go down the French pathway. That just doesn't make any narrative sense. Now, one thing some people did point out is why not try to see if we can request a claim in England? Kind of move in that direction. We don't have the piety to do so at this time. Overall, I just don't see a reason behind it. We're allied with England. We're allied with a variety of powerful parties. I don't really see any reason to do any of that, to be perfectly honest. Right now, we still have truces with Viennois, Enos, and Geneva. But the area that I am most interested in expanding into is either further within the heartland of the Holy Roman Empire and, work on kind of the Charlemagne Empire. And I understand that's the Holy Roman Empire, but kind of go beyond that. Or really look down here in Iberia. We have going on here as far as internal wars. Duchy of Aragon is fighting a war against Count Xema of Zaragoza against the tyranny of Duchess Mafalda. Okay, it's not really what I'm concerned with, but this really just bothers me, as does this little sliver down here, and just kind of chip away down here. So we're going to send him down here, and we're going to grab here. We're going to start fabricating a claim here. And then Navarra, I think, would be next. Take some of this land from Valencia as well. And kind of maybe look for an expansion down there. The other expansion, of course, is to try to unify our very splintered Italian holdings, which would be interesting. We've got Piedmont here. We've got Duke Palladino's claims to the county of Turin, which really does nothing here. Lombardy, there's nothing there. In requesting claims, we simply can't do that. We need over 1,500 here in piety. And if we get to 1,500 piety, I'd actually like to push it to over 1,700, because then we can get claims from the Pope maybe for kingdom level titles. And then expansion looks rather tasty in some other areas. Moving into Italy, it's a bit of a push. Now, historically, the French, of course, in the 19th century had a lot to do in Italy. But as of right now, unifying these holdings we inherited, I don't know yet. Corsica, that could be an interesting one, to be honest. Gaining the duchy there might be interesting to bring Corsica to France at this point in the early 14th century. Now here, this war, which is happening here in the lower Lorraine, we've got Duke Redon of Lower Lorraine, King Karl of Denmark, Count Jürgen, and then Count Valentin. But King Karl of Denmark is really the major player here. Now, we could send troops here and get involved there, but why? Prince Geoffroy has come in to pay homage. We will get him in. We will, of course, accept the generous gifts from Prince Geoffroy. Forget his grandparents, Duke Engelbert, Viscount Nordheim, Innsbruck, his siblings, King Henri the Good of Aragon. So he's been around for a long time. How old is he? He's 83. One of the longest lived of House Anjou-Poitiers. So you can see Plantagenet is in here, Anjou, Castile, all over the place. Prince Geoffroy, the 83-year-old. We've got some guardians, or kids lacking guardians. Prince Richard definitely seems to be going towards stewardship. So here, Prince Guillaume of France would be an interesting one. Other than that, there's nobody really qualified enough. 18-year-old Prince Guillaume, our half-brother. Yes, I think that would be a good one. Gabriella, our 6-year-old daughter. Here, I think the way of intrigue. She's also a stewardship focus. But actually, I think the way of intrigue from our wife, that would be That would be the most interesting one to go with there. So this is a Carpathian War here in Muntinia, and we are kind of involved, or we're seeing it because Emperor Guillaume the Cruel of the Holy Roman Empire is involved with it, together with Empress Svetlana the Worthy of Carpathia. They are attacking Duchess Zina of Muntinia. Beating up on weaker nations. That's so despicable. Who would ever do something like that? Hehe. Catholic Holy Order has been founded. The Knights of Santiago have been established in Palencia by King Nuno the Sixth. Well, interesting. Smiechna is once again pregnant. She's producing all the kids and all the heirs and all the lands. Let's see how much longer this is going to take. It's getting there. It's getting there. Slowly but surely. Just waiting for that. Liberty demand to my liege. Liberty. Nope. I will not be threatened. Rally the troops. Raise all armies. And now we will definitely call in some of our allies into this war for sure. So we're going to bring in Prince Aymar. Absolutely. King of Galicia for sure. King of England as well. May as well bring in the Tuscans and the Cantabrians. Just going to bring them all in. Halogaland as well. And Pomerania. Yeah, you could come as well. So we will have this little war. Our army's a little bit split up right now, which I don't like, but we will join them together here shortly. All right, our troops have gathered. Bring them together here, and then we will see where we want to march. This is our uncle's army there. So they are 14,200 strong. We're 14,500. Our betrothed can marry Princess Adelaide of England and Prince Guillaume of France. Yes, we will send that proposal, of course. And that will be completed. Now we need to decide what we're going to do with our army. Available perks, we're going to go with Ducal Conquest. Okay, now looking across here, we've got, of course, overwhelming forces coming. We've got 24,000 English coming from here. We've got Galician forces coming, a large host here. We really just need to hold out long enough to win. Now, I know this is just about crown authority, but I do not want to give up any crown authority at all. So we're just keeping an eye on this army here, and we're going to see where the English land. So we have some allies here. Cantabrians, the English are landing there. So, with the English army now coming there, we will move south as well. And we will take the fight to that army of Poitiers. So, that was a decisive victory. And we're drawing them down. So we're going to have our siege here and take a look at them. So we have found that we are the rightful lord down there. See it done. We will do that. And now they have come. Are they going to besiege our capital? Yes, they are. We are going to march our army here as well and try to take that decisive battle in the field here. That's interesting. Quan Din is the leader of the English army. And that is an overwhelming victory there. Cradled by death. Oh no. When the midwife exits the birth chamber with a soft crying bundle in her arms, relief washes over me. Then I see a look over. I'm so sorry, my lady. My lord. Lady Smiechna. She has passed away. Such a tragic beginnings. Catherine, no. We're going to give her the name Stephanie. And our wife has died. But a big victory here. And the commander is Prince Geoffroy himself. Yes, so that was a large destruction of their army. And now we are going to move our army. Where are we going to move it to? We're going to move our army south. And we're going to march on Poitiers. That is the plan in the next episode. We're also going to look at who to marry. Now, we can marry an 8-year-old, but we're going to call that Plan B. There are a few here that we could marry. I will take a look at that in the next episode. So we've got overall an interesting episode, but obviously ending with tragedy as 35-year-old King Helie the Trembling's wife, who bore him 7 children, Queen Smiechna, has passed away. So let me know your thoughts on today's episode. Until next time, I'm Realm Builder Guy. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're new. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.